Being a 4-year captain has made me develop my patience more than anything else. And that was something that I came into Southwestern lacking. And I've definitely developed that the most out of all the qualities that leadership requires.
Yeah, and for me, I think it gave me like an opportunity for a lot of growth as well. Since doing it all 4 years, I think it's easy to think like you slide right in and it's like, oh, I've reached it. Like I'm here. Now I just got to like hold it steady for 4 years. But I think I got to see like so many more challenges and so many more situations too throughout it that just continually like helped me build those skills. So
Emily and Allie are the only 2 4-year captains we've had in program history. There aren't 2 women that have had a bigger impact on our program than those 2.
The it factor to me is being able to get along with all of the teammates in the different ways. You have to know your teammates and know that they're different and figure out who they are and how to work with them. And you're able to do that, but you're also able to lead them all at the same time. So that's a really important thing that I'm glad that we both have.
I think for me, I would say my leadership style is definitely leading by example. And so I think that in a way I like got to know my teammates while I was leading them, which I didn't realize at the time. And I think kind of like what you said, it helped me be able to relate to them because I didn't really think of myself as captain material at the time that I was selected to be captain, I suppose. I just thought that I was like doing my own thing and trying to like just do the right thing essentially. But I think like what Coach Porter said, when you have the it factor, you don't realize that people are following you and they actually are. So I think that is probably what he was referring to there.
Emily's a tremendous leader. She is one that had a very strong following due to the fact that she had relationships with every player on the team. She had a great way to communicate to her teammates. One of the things that really made Emily special was that she was able to communicate with our coaching staff through tough conversations. She's the most organized captain I've ever had. She's wired like an engineer. She's calculated at times. And because of that, she has a process to her method that makes her so effective.
When I moved to the Tri-Delta presidency, then I had already held the captain position for 3 years. So I think at that point I was like, oh, I got this. I know what I'm doing. I've been leading the team for 3 years. Like this will be a piece of cake. But I think the thing about leadership is you're always growing and you're always developing it, and there's different ways it applies. And so when I was Tri-Delta president, it was a very different leadership role than what I was doing for tennis. Obviously, we weren't trying to win anything or like grow or develop. It was more kind of maintaining standards, the same thing, relating to people and understanding them so you could best lead them. But it was sort of a different mission in a way. What came easy to me as a leader is feeling like I had a good sense of what was right and what the standards were and that I could fulfill them. I think I would consider myself someone who is a team player and who tries to think of goals that are best for the group as a whole rather than myself as an individual. So I think that for me, I had a very easy time having confidence in my decisions that what I was doing was ultimately what was best for the team. I don't know that I was always right necessarily, but at the time I felt like regardless of the outcome, that I was always committed to doing what was best for the group as a whole. And it wasn't driven by myself or sort of a selfish viewpoint of what was best for me was also best for the team, that I maintained that focus, and that came easily for me. I think it comes through in ways that I would not expect. I think coming out of those 2 roles, I would say that I felt like I had a lot of confidence in myself as a leader, and I felt like I had a lot of value to bring to the table. But in my current company, I started from a very low level position and essentially worked my way back up to more of a leadership level. So I think at first, I felt like I had to kind of dial back and almost reflect during my time as a freshman when I was just kind of coming up for consideration for the captain role and kind of reflecting on what did I do to get me there at that time and how could that apply here so that I could have a similar track of growth and development. So I think it it was taking a step back and kind of humbling myself in a way in order to recognize that I can still be a leader while not holding a leadership position per se, but in order to get to that leadership position, it would look a little bit differently. I would require humility, continuing to be a team player, and finding opportunities to challenge myself and to grow and develop, and then those would give me the steps to move into a more leadership position.
Allie's a great leader. One of the things that makes Allie so special is her self-confidence comes through in every aspect that she carries herself with, whether it's on the court, off the court, behind the scenes. She is one that has done a great job carrying on our tradition. She understands the expectations, and her communication skills with her teammates and our staff is what make her one of the best leaders.
I would say something that came easily to me as a leader is being able to relate to everybody and finding a way to connect with everybody on the team, which is something that's very hard to do. But I just came to Southwestern and immediately felt at home with all the girls. And throughout the years, all of them have felt like family to me, and it's a lot easier than you actually think it is. But I would say that's helped me the most as a leader. So I came to Southwestern with the main goal of winning a conference championship. That was something that hadn't been done yet, that everyone wanted to accomplish. And that was really my main drive. And I really tried to focus on that with the team. And eventually, my second year, we were able to achieve that and go further and make history. And I'm so thankful for that. I wouldn't say I really made it my own. I definitely followed the leaders before me and did what they also did. But I would say instead of putting so much emphasis on this is what we have to do or my college experience won't be fulfilled, I really tried to focus on having fun and really building a team that loves each other. And I think that really helped us accomplish that goal my sophomore year. Being by myself for a lot of the 4 years made me a lot closer with Coach Porter and my assistant coaches throughout the years. And I think it really helped me be able to develop other leaders on the team. And there are a lot of people that I'm with now that freshman year, maybe I wouldn't have ever thought that they would be a leader on the team. And now they're one of the best leaders that I've seen. I would definitely say the hardest situation that I've had to face as a leader was going through COVID. It was really hard to end our season short when that year looked like the best year for us. And everyone came back with this fighting spirit of, we got this. There's no way we're gonna lose. We're not gonna lose a single match. It was really hard navigating having to wear masks during practice, and everyone had to do classes online. Life completely flipped upside down, and it was hard to keep everyone focused on the goal at hand, and that ended up being our most successful year. One thing that we would reference a lot was our seniors that left us, Cece and Mary. They were two great people, great tennis players that deserved a conference championship, and that was stripped from them. And that was a driving factor for us to win that year because we wanted to win for them.
Something that Allie and Emily shared together is the relatability they have, the likability, and the confidence. When it comes to what this role pertains, the amount of trust that I've had to put into them to build our program and then advance our program has to be stronger than anything. For me, it's one of those where if I'm not there, the title is labeled as to be an extension of me, and both of them did a tremendous job of executing that through the toughest times.